Imagine a world teetering on the brink of moral collapse, where the very fabric of society is unraveling under the weight of war and tyranny. In such a world, one man's courage becomes the whisper of treason in the corridors of power, echoing through the halls of history. This is the story of an audacious attempt to change the course of history by none other than assassinating Adolf Hitler, the Führer of Nazi Germany. A plan so bold, it seemed almost impossible. The narrative that unfolds is steeped in courage, driven by conviction, and shadowed by the spectre of failure. Each step taken was fraught with danger. Each decision weighed heavily with the potential for disaster. In the heart of the Second World War, a group of high-ranking German officers and civilians hatched a plot that promised to alter the face of the conflict and potentially save millions of lives. These were men and women who saw the writing on the wall and knew that drastic action was needed. This plan, known famously as Operation Valkyrie, was not merely a military operation but a moral crusade. It was a desperate bid to restore some semblance of humanity in a world gone mad. Its leader, Claus von Stauffenberg, a man scarred by war yet unyielding in his pursuit of justice, personifies the very essence of bravery and defiance against tyranny. His resolve was unshakable, his determination unwavering. The roots of this conspiracy stretched deep into the troubled soil of a war-ravaged Europe. It was a network of resistance that spanned across borders and ideologies, united by a common goal. As the war progressed, it became increasingly clear to many within the German military that Hitler's leadership was leading Germany and much of Europe into an abyss. The cost of inaction was too great to bear. The plot to assassinate Hitler was as much an act of preservation as it was an act of rebellion. It was a calculated risk, a gamble with the highest stakes imaginable. It was a desperate measure in desperate times, fueled by a blend of fear, hope, and a relentless longing for a return to moral order. The conspirators knew that their actions could lead to their deaths, but they also knew that doing nothing was not an option. As we delve deeper into this dark tale, we uncover the layers of complexity and the human emotions that drove men to risk everything. It is a story of sacrifice, of loyalty, and of the unbreakable human spirit. The stage was set, the actors were ready, and the script was written with the blood of conviction. Each participant played their part with a sense of duty and honor that transcended personal safety. What followed was a dance of death and destiny on the 20th of July, 1944, a day that would be etched into the annals of history as a testament to the courage and resolve of those who dared to defy a tyrant. Adolf Hitler, the orchestrator of global turmoil and the architect of the Holocaust, had plunged the world into chaos. His rise to power and subsequent actions left an indelible mark on history, one that would be studied and remembered for generations to come. By 1944, the tide of World War II had begun to turn against the Axis powers, but Hitler's grip on Germany remained as ironclad as ever. Despite the mounting losses and the crumbling fronts, his influence and control over the German military and populace were unwavering. His policies and decisions had led to the deaths of millions and the devastation of continents. Cities lay in ruins, families were torn apart, and the very fabric of society was frayed by the relentless march of war. The motivation to remove him from power was driven not only by a strategic desire to end the war, but also by a profound moral outrage. The atrocities committed under his regime were too great to ignore, and the world watched in horror as the extent of his crimes became evident. The conspirators, a diverse group comprising aristocrats, military officers and civil servants, were united by a common recognition of the catastrophic direction in which Hitler was steering their country. They came from different walks of life, but their shared goal brought them together in a desperate bid to change the course of history. They saw the assassination as a necessary act of surgical precision, aimed at excising the malignancy that was Hitler. It was not a decision made lightly, but one born out of a deep sense of duty and responsibility to their fellow citizens and to humanity as a whole. The plot, therefore, was rooted in a deep-seated necessity to restore sanity and humanity to a nation blighted by barbarism. The conspirators believed that by removing Hitler, they could pave the way for a more just and peaceful future. In their eyes, Hitler was not merely a political adversary, but an existential threat to the future of Germany and the world. His vision of a world dominated by the Nazi ideology was a nightmare that they were determined to prevent from becoming a reality. This belief was fortified by the horrors they witnessed on the battlefronts and in the concentration camps. The systematic extermination of millions of innocent people was a stark reminder of the evil that had taken root in their homeland. The urgency of their mission was compounded by the international implications of their actions, knowing well that the assassination could potentially lead to an armistice and save further bloodshed. The world was watching, and the stakes could not have been higher. Moreover, the assassination plot against Hitler was not an isolated incident, but part of a broader resistance within Germany. Many brave souls had risked their lives to oppose the Nazi regime, and the conspirators saw themselves as part of this larger movement. From the early years of the Nazi regime, there had been several attempts on Hitler's life, each failing for various reasons. These failures only served to highlight the immense difficulty and danger of their undertaking. The July 20th plot was perhaps the most sophisticated and high-profile of these attempts, and its failure highlighted the challenges of overcoming the Führer's extensive security apparatus and the pervasive fear he instilled. The conspirators knew that success was far from guaranteed, but they pressed on regardless. As we explore the intricacies of the plot, it becomes apparent that the motivation transcended personal grievances or power struggles. It was a collective effort, driven by a deep-seated belief in the necessity of their actions. It was a profound statement against tyranny, a beacon of resistance in the darkest of times. Their courage and determination continue to inspire those who stand against oppression and injustice. The echoes of their courage continue to resonate as a reminder of the moral choices faced in times of war. Their legacy is a testament to the enduring human spirit and the unyielding quest for freedom and justice. Born into an aristocratic German family, Claus Philipp Maria Schenk Graf von Stauffenberg stood as a paragon of the traditional Prussian military elite. His upbringing was steeped in the values of duty, honor, and service to the nation, which were deeply ingrained in the Prussian military tradition. Initially a supporter of Hitler's regime, Stauffenberg's experiences on the war fronts, particularly witnessing the atrocities committed against Jews and other persecuted groups, catalyzed a drastic transformation in his outlook. The brutal realities of war and the inhumane policies of the Nazi regime shattered his initial beliefs, leading him to question the very foundations of the government he once served. This shift was emblematic of a man torn between duty to his country and his moral compass. Stauffenberg found himself grappling with a profound internal conflict as his sense of duty to his nation clashed with his growing awareness of the moral atrocities being committed. Stauffenberg's involvement in the resistance was marked by a gradual escalation, from passive disapproval to active engagement in the assassination plot. His journey from a disillusioned officer to a key conspirator in one of the most daring plots against Hitler was a testament to his evolving sense of responsibility and courage. His ascent within the ranks of the German military provided him with the necessary access and authority to influence significant strategic decisions. This rise was not just a matter of personal ambition, but a strategic move to position himself where he could make the most impact. This position was crucial for the planning and execution of Operation Valkyrie, the coup that would follow Hitler's assassination. The meticulous planning and the high stakes involved in Operation Valkyrie underscored the complexity and danger of the mission. His motivations were complex, interwoven with personal, ethical and patriotic threads. Stauffenberg's decision to join the resistance was not driven by a single factor, but by a confluence of his personal values, ethical beliefs, and a deep sense of patriotism. Stauffenberg was driven by a profound sense of justice and a fervent desire to see Germany freed from the tyrannical clutches of Nazism. His vision for a post-Nazi Germany was one of peace, justice, and reconciliation. He envisioned a Germany that could reconcile with its past and forge a peaceful, respectable place in the international community. This vision was not just about ending the war, but about rebuilding a nation on the principles of justice and humanity. His actions were fueled by the belief that the sacrifice of one man could potentially end the suffering of millions. Stauffenberg understood the personal risks involved, but was willing to make the ultimate sacrifice for the greater good. Moreover, Stauffenberg was not just a military officer, but a devoted husband and father. His love for his family added another layer of complexity to his decision, as he knew the potential consequences his actions could have on them. His familial responsibilities weighed heavily on him, yet they did not deter his resolve. The thought of leaving his family behind was a constant source of anguish, but it also strengthened his determination to fight for a better future for them. The decision to risk his life and the potential repercussions for his family highlight the extreme stakes involved in his commitment to the plot. Stauffenberg's courage was not just in facing death, but in accepting the potential suffering his family might endure. Stauffenberg's life and actions provide a poignant insight into the personal sacrifices entailed in standing up against oppressive regimes. His story is a powerful reminder of the cost of resistance and the personal toll it takes on those who dare to defy tyranny. As we reflect on his legacy, Stauffenberg emerges not only as a key figure in one of the most critical resistance efforts of the Second World War, but also as a symbol of moral resistance in the face of overwhelming odds. His bravery and moral conviction continue to inspire those who fight against oppression and injustice. His story is a testament to the enduring human spirit and the relentless pursuit of justice, even at the cost of one's life. Stauffenberg's legacy lives on as a beacon of hope and a reminder of the power of individual courage in the face of tyranny.
Subscribe for more videos like this. Turn on notification and leave a like to help the channel out. Thank you for watching.